Hi and welcome to the latest episode of Pat's Procrastination, brought to you by the Pat's Propaganda YouTube channel with Chudders and Clazzy Clare. Yes, my intro, I fumbled it. Oh well, it's pretty much like the Patriots and the ball at the moment. But anyway, quick announcement for you guys. Obviously, if you're subscribing to the YouTube channel, which you should be, you will be notified. But we are on a mini bye after this week due to scheduling situations and the bye week. We won't be back now until after the Giants game, so we will be out for about 2 weeks, but do not fear, we will be back. Technically I believe it's week 12, so we'll be coming at you at week 12. Maybe we'll do a bumper edition, we shall see. Anyway, that's then. This is now. Chudders, how are things with you?
Not too bad, thank you. Another game, another disappointing victory for the opposition, sadly, not us. Yeah, here we go again. What's the positivity? Come on, Claire. Give all your fans the positivity that you're beaming.
You want my list of goods? I have a list of goods. I have a list of bads.
Oh,
I have a list of goods.
A list?
I have
of
a
goods,
list.
not even just one.
Not just one, I have a list.
A whole page of A4 of goods?
Yeah, well, I spaced it out a bit, so, you know.
Okay, yeah. Right, go on then. Because you've clearly got more than I have. So should we start on the offense then?
Oh, I don't know if I've sectioned it. Hold on,
you've not sectioned it. Okay,
segregated
give us some positives then from the very disappointing loss to the Commanders.
Well, firstly, yeah, it was. Now, before I do this, I do want to preface that I get it. They're 2-7. It's not great. I fully appreciate that, and the positives that I'm going to pull from are small, and I appreciate that. But you always say that people tune in for my positivity. I think it's crap, but still, it's a game recap wrap, so that's what they tune in for. However, there were some bits of the game that weren't so bad. There were some throws that Matt made that weren't so bad. Oh, seriously, look, how are you not going to let
ringing the bell for the lighthouse? That was good. No,
there's some positives. Ramondre Stevenson has improved. We know what we've got with him. Cole Strange, he may not be an elite first round, but he's a good O-lineman, and they are better when he's in. Jelani Tavai was playing his butt off out there, so he's becoming one of my ultimate favourite defence guys at the moment. Punching the ball out, very, very good. I have Pop Douglas on my list. He's very dynamic, fighting out there like a champ. And he didn't get easy catches either. So he didn't get an easy. I don't think he got an easy catch all night, actually. So, you know, kudos to him. I got Bentley, was playing hurt, but he was playing hard. Dude racked up 10 tackles, 3 assists and 2 sacks. So I love a Dietrich Wise sack. I do love me a Wise sack. I love me a Lawrence Guy sack because I love the spank, but I do love me a Dietrich Wise sack, I must admit. Hunter ran a great route for his catch, and that was a lovely Mac to Hunter touchdown. If I could just cut that out and like paste it on a board, that would be delightful. Rager, I know he had some issues. He's kind of half on the good list, half on the bad list, but he was that,
sorry?
Jalen Rager. Is it Jalen?
Okay, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, he was blocking well for Stevenson on Stevenson's touchdown. He seems to be sort of like mucking in, ready to sort of get out there and be a player kind of thing. So he sort of hit my good list mostly, because I know that there was the drop or the non-catch type thing. So yeah, look at all those. I mean, we've done okay, it only took me 4 minutes because I rushed through it, to be honest with you. I mean, do you want to go back and visit any of these lovely places that I've just mentioned?
No, I agree with most of them. I could add in, I thought the O-line as a whole played quite well, to be fair to them. And that's obviously with Brown out, not there that day. I thought the O-line did okay. I'm not saying amazing, but compared with the rest of the season, I thought they had one of their better games, to be fair. Agree with you, the linebackers, Tavai and Bentley, looked awesome. And Duggar on the interception in the end zone was brilliant. He
whiffed a lot, though. He's sorry to interrupt you. He's whiffed a lot, so he's kind of hit my bad list as well.
Fair enough.
Sorry, please continue.
Well, to debate that as well, then, Stevenson, who had a phenomenal run for that touchdown, longest of his career, that was brilliant. I'm not faulting that.
Mm-hmm.
With his whole day, though,
Okay.
not quite as good. Because if you take that off his stats, then he had 8 runs for 24 yards, which isn't great. And that's the Stevenson that we've seen for most of the season. But he got the touchdown run, and that's what you want. You want that explosiveness, and you want that more often. And hopefully he can start to reproduce that again and again and again and again.
See, that's the thing. He made one of those plays that it's like, if I cut it out of the game, if I cut out the good bits and stick them on the board, I have an amazing
lot of cutouts. I noticed this a new Claire thing that rather than whole games, let's just cut out individual plays to celebrate them.
Well, let's celebrate the small stuff right now.
That's fair enough. They were good plays.
Yeah. So I would, even though I think previously about 3 episodes ago, I was like, oh, we're just going to celebrate single plays. Yes, we are now. Because I would say I'm the boss, but I'm not, because it's co-host. But anyway.
No, I think it's fair to say that you're the best here. You're the boss here. And it's you're the one in charge. Don't worry. I'm your mere assistant.
Well,
just
if you're
slightly promoted on one
you're
day
really
a week.
slacking in your hot drink making duties, as I may have posted out yesterday. People needed to send coffee and nobody did. But no, this is a co-host. I'm not the boss of this show. To be fair, I think you're actually the most popular. So I can't be the boss of the show because you are the most popular.
I don't think that's true.
I think so.
I don't wear enough pigtails to be that popular.
So maybe you should. I've got some bunny ears. Do you want my bunny ears? Very cute.
It's not Easter. How is that Halloween?
Yeah, it was.
So I think it was fair to touch on those positives, and I did think they were all right. Again, Ryland kicking did what we needed to do. To be fair, he's looking like he potentially could be a retain his role. Let's put it that way. He's not
starting caliber NFL kicker.
Well, he doesn't necessarily look like he needs replacing. Let's put it that way.
And do you think the punter needs replacing?
Probably not. No, but it's more of the Patriots have drafted a few kickers in the last 5, 6, 7 years and replaced them
I see.
and brought folk in.
Yeah,
they obviously decided to let folk go. And but I think Ryland he's looked like he's all right. He's serviceable. He's improving.
He looks so young as well. He looks like he could be with the Patriots forever because he looks so young. It's crazy.
So, negatives.
No, we've only done 7.5 minutes.
Well, no, trust me, that's fine. We can fill about another 30 minutes with the negatives, I should think.
That's what I mean. I don't want a predominantly negative show, but it's
okay.
We do know, but to be fair, we want a realistic show, and it is supposed to be a game recap, so it is supposed to be what happened. It was just it is doom and gloom now, and I don't want it to be.
Before we get to individuals, whether that's plays or players, just holistically as a game, then. You were 2 teams that were going in with very similar positions in a footballing ethos system. You've got 2 coaches who are very likely, let's put it politely, on the hot seat, and that's being mild. The realistic thought is that neither of those coaches will be head coach of their teams next year. Both teams who have lost their 2 best defensive players, whether the Patriots through injury, Commanders through trades, they've both lost arguably their best offensive weapons. Where Patriots didn't have Bourne, the Commanders didn't have Samuel.
Okay.
You've both got quarterbacks who, and I'm gonna not too debatable, but they're probably not franchise quarterbacks. I'm not saying they're not.
Sam Howell looked really good.
They're completely useless, but they're also probably not on either side going to be the next quarterback to win each other a playoff game. Let's put it that way. The Patriots are probably not openly tanking because, as everyone admits, Bill probably could never tank in his life, even if he wanted to. Like, it's just not in his system. However, the Commanders are openly saying we're tanking in some ways because of the they've traded away their best players.
Okay.
They've openly punted on this season and said, right, we're going to rebuild next season. There's all the murmurs in the background that everyone thinks that Rivera is on his way out. It's they're openly saying they're on a reset. They're not interested in winning games, yet they came in and played far better, had essentially twice as much ball time in possession as you had, and pretty much kicked your ass at home. I know it was close at the end on the scoreboard, but if you watching the game with your eyes, they were the far better team. So holistically, you've got two teams who came in similar situations, and we looked so much worse than them, I thought, relatively.
According to the game book, the Patriots' time of possession was 22 minutes 50 and Washington was 37 minutes 10.
Did you hear what it was at halftime? It was something like...
I didn't. I don't remember it now.
So someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but it was something like at halftime, they'd had it 22 minutes and you'd had it 8.
Oh.
Now, admittedly, the Patriots had 2 quick scores there because they had one short field and they had one run from Stevenson. But Patriots can't string any drives together. It's 3 and out. They can't do anything. They can't retain the ball. And this goes back to what you and I were discussing last week and hurry up offense and trying to give your defense some rest by stringing offensive drives together so they can recover and perform at a higher level. And that's not a dig that they're not performing at a high level, but it helps them in their situation. I mean, we all saw it in Super Bowl 51 where the Falcons got tired having been on the field for 92 snaps or whatever it was as a defense. They were ridiculously knackered, even though the Patriots hadn't been scoring in the first half or so. They'd been stringing the drives together to tire out the defense. So it was just another example of where you were hoping that the defense could turn up and prove it. And they had some good plays, but as an offense, you can't do it. You can't start games well. You can't finish them well. It's the same story for the whole season.
I was a little disappointed in the defense, actually, especially the defense on third down.
That 3rd and 23, they gave up to Howell on his feet, scrambled, and the missed tackles. That was awful. I
had a thought. You'd think practicing against a defense that isn't great against third down, maybe the Patriots would be better at third down, but they're not.
And they did the same the week before. It was very disappointing how they're not able to finish off. They start well, first 2, then get a sack, they can push them back, and then 3rd and long, but offenses aren't worried about a 3rd and long against the Patriots at the moment, sadly.
Not disappointing. I'm sorry, not to correct you. Not disappointing. Frustrating. Disappointing is out the window right now. This is a frustrating situation.
I'm the opposite. I would say at the start of the season it was frustrating when I had higher expectations, and now it's just disappointment after disappointment.
Oh, I'm the other way around. I was kind of like a bit disappointed because I was sure that they were going to be the Eagles and stuff like that. So it was like, oh, it's okay. But now it's like,
do you want me to throw a grenade? Shall I throw a grenade? Frustrating.
When do you not?
Frustrating will be in 3 weeks when we beat the Giants and our.
I've lost my co-host.
Yeah, it'll. Have I frozen then?
You went off. You're back. It's fine. You went off. It was a blip. You went off. You're back. It's fine.
So
we're not going to stop recording because it'll take long.
Frustrating will be in a few weeks when we beat the Giants and our draft position goes from like 4th down to 9th or something like that.
When do we play the Giants? Oh yeah, week 12.
That's the first game back. Yeah.
Yeah.
They just lost their quarterback, so they're going to be easily beatable.
Interesting. Should you really say that? Let's just jinx it. They're going to be beatable. Oh, great. Now they're going to lose. Marvelous. I think I'm really sorry. I know a lot of people are the cheering for the draft pick thing. I can't yet. The draft is so far away. Everything is so much is going to change by the time that happens. It's so far in advance. We just
but okay.
Onto the Colts.
Holistic, okay. But holistically,
onto the Colts.
You're just looking at the Colts. You're not looking at, okay, we need a big reset.
It's a very good question. I don't actually have an answer. I think I'm just taking the season piece by piece, probably because I'm so surprised that we're here. No, I'm so surprised that they're here, that they are 2-7. Because, like I said last week, when they and when they beat the Bills, the quality of the players, the ability of the players is better than what we are seeing. So it's still like, oh, why is all this happening? So there's still that element of, I know that they're better type thing. It's too far away for me personally. I know a lot of fans, that's just personal opinion, just for personal fan opinion, sorry. But for me, it is onto the Colts. It is what's next. I am just looking at it piece by piece rather than the mass bigger picture. Possibly a whole bury your head in the sand because you just don't want to have to think about it. Well, at least I'm admitting it.
No,
you can think like that. You can give me
that.
No,
I think it's fair enough. Honestly, I think it is fair enough if some fans want to do that. It's not.
It's you fan your way, I'll fan my way.
Exactly. I think it's fine.
You cannot say that any way a fan works is right or wrong, because it's not that kind of thing. Even opinion on game results and things like that. I still think that one person can watch a guy play and someone can watch someone else. And if you watch something different, if you see something slightly different, you can have a different opinion. Stop pulling faces at me.
Mac is the next franchise quarterback. Mac should be in the bin.
But yeah, so you got to fan the way that you want. It's your light. It's what makes you happy. And yeah, at the minute, I will admit to being a bit head in the sand. I just want to watch each game for now and kind of worry about it. That's tomorrow's problem, sort of thing. For now.
Just kick that can down the road.
I think I just still don't want to think about getting that new quarterback and starting. Yeah, see, look, I can't even. No, I don't want to think about it and starting all over. No, I need coffee. Carry on.
Well, okay. What if I told you the Patriots are picking, let's say, 5th?
Mm-hmm.
The top quarterbacks have gone. Drake May, Williams have gone. So that's not really on the table anyway. But
okay.
What if Claire? What if the Patriots could take the best tight end to come out of college football in years in Brock Bowers? Does that not whet your appetite of?
That makes
finally do that. There we go.
Yeah, but they won't do that.
Just despite you.
I can be excited for it, but I know it won't happen.
I don't know.
Because this year they could have taken one, and there was loads of them I nearly saw then.
Hey, maybe
there was loads of them.
The whole chess checkers thing, maybe this was Bill's plan all along. He didn't want to waste a draft pick on a tight end this year.
Sam Laporta that's lighting up Detroit.
He knew he was going to tank so that he could get Brock Bowers next year. That's what it's chess and checkers, isn't it? Every time.
Yeah, really. I think actually if that happens, I may lose it, like completely lose it. Because they won't do it, so I know. Say again.
I don't know. I wouldn't write it off. If you sit 4th, 5th on the board and those top 2 quarterbacks are gone, the likely next choice is either a tackle or
that's where Bill will go.
Skill players. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we're talking Bill Belichick here.
We're going too no. You're getting too far ahead of yourself now because you still think Bill's in charge here.
Well, yeah, his whole contract thing and stuff makes me think that, next year is a Bill year still. Call me naive if you want, but looking at what came out, it seems to me that he's probably more than likely. I think it's just a given for me. I'm just making that assumption. That isn't based on, oh my God, I really want Bill to be the coach. This is based on no emotion, just from the facts that come out. It seems logical that Bill will probably be the coach. So that's where I'm going with that one for now, anyway.
I think you're right. If Bill is the head coach, he's more likely to take the best available tackle, then
it'll be hashtag tanking for a tackle.
Oh God, I hope not.
But they need one. I want a good offensive line. A good O-line is blinking sexy. It is.
Okay.
It creates all sorts of offensive opportunities.
Yeah. Well,
but we're going too far now because that's the draft.
I think we're getting too far ahead of ourselves now. So
we're coming towards the bye, not the end of the season.
Other negative, in general notes, I wrote Mac again. He just doesn't. He's not it. He's just not it. And even you admitted that. To look behind the curtain here, I got a text message from Claire saying, "What day do your bins go out? Because Mac needs to go out in the trash."
That's not true. How dare you? That is not what I said.
What she said to me.
That is not, because I would never call a player trash, and you know that. So that's definitely, stop misrepresenting me, please. At least if you're gonna like snitch me out,
go on then. Go on then, snitch out and say what you did say then.
I can't remember what I said. Something about I'm not so sure now.
My stock in Mac has gone down. It was something along those lines.
Yes, you're quite correct. However, then he did the press conference, and I was like, oh.
What? Okay, well, I'm intrigued now. Why did that buy you back into him?
I don't know.
It does the opposite for me. He just spouts rubbish.
No, I don't know.
He tries to shift the blame to everyone else in the way he comments.
I didn't see that. He takes responsibility as well.
No, he doesn't. He's fake. I can see through it. He's fake. He says things you think he should be saying. Oh yeah, no, we got to go do better. We got to try harder. And then he says things like, "No, I've got no regrets. I didn't do anything wrong." Maybe
he doesn't say that. He didn't say it like that.
Well, he didn't say I didn't do anything wrong. He said he has no regrets. The way he phrases and words things, I think he believes this isn't his fault.
To be fair, he got broken, so it starts a bit further, I think. But I know people are in and out on that as well, so I know that's a controversial subject.
So how far has your stock gone down then on Mac? Where are you at?
It has gone down. It has gone down. The trouble is, I mean, I said I didn't want to look forward, and I kind of don't, because that's the thing. I don't know if it's just because he's the quarterback, so he's like the nucleus of the team. But I don't want to have to think about a different one. I don't know. Maybe it's just but I like him, and it's just as simple and as bland as that. But he needs to be better, sort of thing. I don't know. But then we'll get to there. And okay, say they do draft one. Say this is what happens. And they'll draft one. But then it'll be like, oh, sorry. Well, it's your fault. Say they draft one. Then it'll just be, well, that's the Patriots quarterback, so I'll be in on him then. It's a little bit like that. I said this, was it last week or the week before? We've had these discussions before.
But why do you don't have to be in on him, whoever they pick next.
Well, he's the Patriots quarterback, you have to be.
You don't have to be.
Well, not fully, obviously. You can you
can give opinion that you don't think they made the best decision. It could be they don't pick one up in the draft, or they don't pick a starter up in the draft, and they possibly they might stick with Mac. I still think there's a chance they stick with Mac, depending on what they decide to do in the draft and who's doing it. But it could be they pick someone up on free agency or via trade, and I'm not saying they're going to go and get Josh Allen or a starting quarterback.
Oh no! If they do, then I have to like him.
Some sort of bridge quarterback that they're just trying to utilize to build for the future.
At least I don't have to worry about that. But if they did, I'd have to like him. Oh my gosh!
No, you don't have to like them.
No, but for me, I kind of do. Mine, it's as people know from my work, from just watching this show. I'm very emotional when it comes to it. There's
Did you
a
like
lot of emotion.
Antonio Brown?
Say again.
Did you like Antonio Brown when the Patriots signed it?
No, because he's naughty. Yeah, but Mac's not naughty. Anyway, this is like so far off topic. We're going to go way over time. And
other negative notes I made, just sloppy football. It just was sloppy, I thought.
I'm surprised you
and
have to
where's
rank
Butte?
those, really.
After allegedly had his best week of training, where's Butte? Why is he not getting a game?
That annoys me, though.
It's I don't like the politics that's going on.
But we don't know what it is. Firstly, we don't know that it's politics. We don't know what it is. And I think the frustrating thing that I find is people calling for him. Do we know if he's really any good? Do we have we seen enough to say, oh, he's the savior, he's wide receiver one, let's just, oh my god, it just we
But why can't it be something in between?
Why can't it be something? Yeah, why can't it?
Why can't he just play and we can see if he's a piece we want around next year, or see, actually, you know what, he's just trash. But if he's trash, why is he still on the 53? If he can't play, why is he still there? It's not like we're lighting up and he's got elite receivers ahead of him, and it's just, well, you know what, he's a brilliant sixth receiver, but we just can't get him in this game day roster because we're too good. We're not.
Well, after, oh no, it was Jack Jones and JC Jackson, wasn't it? It was, yeah, no. I don't know. I just, I'm all for playing
politics. Go on.
Just to answer what you were saying, I'm all for playing him. It's the thing that's frustrating me is the fact that we don't know why. You're saying the politics. We don't actually know why. There could be another reason. Probably isn't, but there could be. There is the possibility that it is another reason, and you just don't know it. And the big, massive call for, oh my gosh, why aren't they playing him? It's like, well, you're making out like he's a number one wide receiver, that he's not on the field, and if he was, we'd have kicked ass. People are, though. I'm not saying you are particularly, you personally, you Chudders, but it's out there, and that's the little bit that I'm finding frustrating. I'm fine with, oh, why aren't we at least trying to see what he is? That's fair enough. Versus, why isn't he in there? Oh, like he's going to save the game. It's like, huh? That's just my opinion.
To also touch on the politics, why did JC Jackson and Jack Jones not start? First two defensive drives, they didn't feature until the third one, and then they did. They were partially benched.
Were they late? Who knows? Were they in the bathroom? If it was me, I'd probably be peeing. So, there you go.
But this is not okay. This is, and we're getting slightly away. This isn't necessarily about the Commanders game, but does that not worry you about what's going on in the clubhouse?
Do you mean, am I concerned with the state of the locker room right now?
Yeah.
As an overall, maybe a little, but they still seem, a lot of the players that, take the podium and stuff still seem very.
But those two, did you hear what those two did in the locker room? They said, go speak to Belichick.
Jones and JC.
Went to speak to Jackson, and they said, can we ask you some questions after the game? He said, no, I'm not talking to the media. Go speak to Belichick. Well, someone asked him, why did you not feature to the third drive? And he said, speak to Belichick.
Oh, I didn't see that bit. I only saw that he said, I'm not
so when I say there's politics going on. And there's three questions that I was going to get. Oh, go on then.
No, just as a quick rebuttal to that. That's not an uncommon thing in the NFL, because you've got so many huge egos. I mean, look at the Raiders. They had a little sit down where everybody moaned at Josh McDaniels and stuff like this.
What was the solution?
Yeah, okay. He was fired. I'm taking an extreme example as it, but my point is, there isn't all sunshine and rainbows in every single NFL locker room all the time. It doesn't mean that the team is collapsing. And I'm just gonna, you carry on talking. I'm just gonna go off camera. I'll be 1 second.
Okay. Well, I think there are problems, and I think it's systemic. I think it's systemic of problems that are starting to appear, cracks that are starting to appear. Like Claire says, you don't get it. Well, you do get it in a lot of locker rooms, but it's not as prominent when you're winning. You didn't hear
of course not.
The stories when the Patriots were winning. It's when you're losing and everyone starts pointing their fingers in other directions. That's when these problems
There's always been a little bit unrest because of the way that Belichick is, the sort of stern, hard-nosed nature, I guess.
And it works when you're winning. and you can say we were in the AFC Championship, we
Yeah,
were
but
in a Super Bowl.
everything works when you're winning.
Exactly. We're not winning, and it's not working. It needs to change, and it won't change with the current head coach, GM. So to wrap up, I think the game, stupid penalties on special teams again.
Oh yes, Schooler made my bad list.
Bad list for that play. He actually had some good tackles and as well, but that play was awful. And then bitching on the sideline, I didn't like that much either. It's for the second penalty on blocking the back.
Yeah, because
you quite clearly did.
It was barely. It was nothing though.
You
He
gave
shouldn't have touched him.
Mate.
He shouldn't have touched him.
Playing like that.
But he didn't do what the guy. I mean, wow, that guy needs some Amdram. Like, he might as well go to.
This goes on every game. We've talked about it in nearly every game. That sort of thing happens.
He threw himself to the floor.
Do it. Just leave him alone. There was no need to go near him.
Yes, that is true. But he didn't do what he got penalised for. I think that was really lame.
I think you could say the same for the Commanders roughing the passer as well.
That was
very
I think the guy who he hit, Martin, I think it was, he should have got in trouble for like being such a drama queen. I think he should have got a penalty as well. Because yes, Schooler shouldn't have done that. It was stupid. But he also didn't need to I can't be doing with that kind of stuff. I really can't.
So there were 3 questions I was going to ask you.
Okay.
Very similar theme you'll recognise here.
I didn't know there was going to be a test.
And for maybe the first 2, you can give. I'd love it if you gave a yes no, but probably a percentage answer is more accurate. Has Bill lost the franchise? Has Bill lost the fan base?
Ooh, most of. A lot of.
60%, would you say?
Ooh. I don't know, because there's a lot of people still defending him. I don't know. If I had to put a number, I'd say at least 50-50.
Okay. Has Bill lost the locker room?
This is difficult to answer because how do you really know? From what you've seen, he's losing it. I wouldn't say he's lost it.
So 30% maybe, you saying?
There's some unrest. There's definitely some unrest. Yeah, maybe. Something like that, yeah.
Probably most importantly, has Bill lost the boardroom?
I don't think so. Not yet.
And I assume you've seen the talk around what Jonathan Kraft was allegedly.
Yeah, I just don't think so. Have you never said something in the heat of the moment? Have you never been caught out and stuff like this?
He's wrong. Did you see Bill?
A lot of things.
Do you think he's wrong? He wasn't asked what his thoughts on Jonathan saying it. He was said, people read that Jonathan said, we've not got it. We're not good enough. Do you agree with what Jonathan said? It wasn't trying to call out Jonathan as, as the problems there. It was more of, do you agree, Bill, that you're not good enough at the moment?
The problem with a lot of these things is it's never in real context, is it? Him saying, "Oh, we're not good." Yeah, you just lost. That's it.
It was when it wasn't at the end of the game, though, was it? It was during the game.
Yeah, but they didn't play a great game, so they aren't.
I think
good.
Jonathan's right.
Yeah,
I'm not debating.
No,
Jonathan
I know.
saying it.
I'm just debating it. It's such a big deal. I don't think it's as big a deal as maybe other people might see it. That's all. People say things. People comment. I mean, I say the wrong thing all the time.
So to back, maybe reword the question then, as Bill lost the boardroom, you think he still has the full backing of the Crafts?
My opinion, from where I am sitting, yeah, I think he does. I think he's under some heat from them, but I still think he's got their full backing.
I don't. I think they want something new now. As much as anything, I was thinking about this the other day, that when Mac's first season, at the end of the season, the Crafts put out their sort of end of season statement, if you like, or I think it was, or maybe it was even an interview, and he said something like, after the Patriots being absolutely blown out by the Bills in the first round of the playoffs, wildcard weekend, we need to get back to winning playoff games. Was his statement. Then the next year they don't even make the playoffs, and his statement was, "Oh, we need to get back in the playoffs." Then they play bad again. His statement to the fans in the letter he wrote was along the lines of, "We need to get an offensive coordinator in." And so that's how far we've gone down from we need to win a playoff game, we need to get in the playoffs, we need to actually have some coaches that can coach the position they're meant to be coaching, to we thought you couldn't get much lower than that. And then this season's happened. What can he say? Say the Patriots even win another 3 games, let's say, and they finish 5-12. What can he write in his letter or in his statement then to persuade investors, season ticket holders, fans to be investing financially, emotionally, bums on seats, coming to games next year as the next level down from, okay, we'll get a coordinator who actually should be on that position, to be saying, no, we're gonna do a lot better next year. I think he must be. I think he's at a time that he's realised we need change.
But to go back to a point that you made way earlier when you were talking about Mac, you said that he just says all the right things and didn't take responsibility and this, that, and the other. They all just say stuff. Isn't this a case of how much of it can you really believe? Because they just say it anyway.
I think they're also possibly sick of a coach that.
But you're choosing to believe that bit and not that bit. That's all.
Which is the bit I'm not choosing to.
As in what Mac said, you didn't believe this and this, but then what they say.
Well, I don't believe what the coach says.
I just mean generally.
She doesn't ever answer questions.
Okay.
And he says,
that's what I'm saying.
Got to take responsibility, and then they do things incredibly poorly, and he doesn't take responsibility. When he was pushed hard in the off season about the potential for how poor this season could be, and he was saying, look at the last 20 years, where he's never let any players ever say that. It's not about what they've done in the past, it's what you can do now. And I think they now watch these press conferences, the media hits, everything he does, and he doesn't answer any questions. He doesn't take any responsibility, any meaningful responsibility. Every single week he'll come out and say, we've got to coach better. So I can't say he's not taking, but he doesn't say that really believing it. Like, I'm sure he does think there are things he can do better, but he's not coming out and saying, you know what, my job's on the line because I'm not doing I've not drafted well enough. He's not taking ownership for what's happening.
It's just easy
and
sometimes to say and then just say whatever people want to hear, sort of thing, and not actually mean it.
Yeah, I think that the Crafts may have already know, barring a miraculous turnaround and winning 8 of the remaining 9 games or something ridiculous. Is that right?
I still wouldn't get a sandwich.
That's right, something like that. But barring a miraculous turnaround, I think they know how this off season's going to go now. Or rather,
no, there's 8 games left.
8 games left, to beg your pardon. So winning 7 of those 8 and completely turning it around. I think because picking up now a win against a Giants team which doesn't have a quarterback, you can't mark that up as, oh, brilliant, yeah, we've turned the franchise around. That's amazing. That should, I mean, you can't pencil in victories with this team, but that should be one that you win that game. You can't come away from that thinking, oh, we've turned a corner now, because you haven't. If you go away, you know, if you beat the Chiefs, like I said, if you win 7 of those games, then yeah, you've proven you've turned a corner. But picking up victories against no marks is not proving that.
And so the way the Jets are playing, Aaron Rodgers might be back for that game as well.
I don't think it matters. I honestly think Wilson would beat you the way they're playing at the moment.
Possibly.
The
It's more the defense than anything else, isn't it?
The thing with that game is it's last game of the season, and I think there's a very good chance everyone will know that's going to be Bill's last game with the Patriots. He hates the Jets. He will uncover every stone, unload every playbook trick to win that game, to go out on a high that he can do. There won't be any. There's no way Bill will be looking at that thinking, "Oh, hang on. Well, if we lose this game, then we're picking 4th in the draft. If we win it, we'll be picking 8th. Therefore, we'll lose this." There's no way Bill will be thinking that whatsoever.
Okay. Do you have any more points before we wrap up?
Not really. I guess to touch on the tight ends, as we've said, Henry. We've got to do it. It's your forte.
Shocked.
Good touchdown from Henry. Gesicki, one chance, didn't take it in.
He got held as well.
Also, yeah. He also noticed Bill said he's a receiver. I don't know whether you clocked that in the interviews that he's done, but he grouped Gesicki, and when he was asked about why Butte wasn't playing, he listed Gesicki as a receiver rather than as a tight end, which was interesting. Have you got any other notes on your tight ends? Who was your tight end of the week, Claire? It's got to be Henry, I assume.
Yeah, it's got to be Henry. I'm just hoping that they recognise that and bring him back next season. Really, I just wish they'd target Gesicki more. Just want another Gesicki touchdown.
Gotcha.
That's what I want for. Really, we end our show before a bye with you being an
underrated player of the week. In the week of international travel, this one is sponsored by the German sausage because the Patriots are the worst. But Tish.
Oh, please send help. Get me out of here.
So we touched on the linebackers. Tavai, I thought, was probably the player of the game. So my underrated player of the game, I'll give it to his partner in crime, Bentley, who I thought had a very productive game, like you said, coming off a niggling injury as well. I think that's a room. I'm obviously favouring the linebackers, but that's a room that looks a bit of stability. If you can keep everyone there around going into next season, then I think you've got some solid defenders there. So your bets, I think so. 11 wins off the table now. Still technically a chance they could get to 10, so you could still scratch that bet. Gesicki's still in the hunt because the Patriots aren't really scoring many receiving touchdowns, so you're still not a million miles away with that one. Patriots very much looking like they're going to be the 4th best in the division.
Yeah. They're not going to be second, that's for sure.
Despite the Bills still not looking convincing, the Jets still looking on the up.
I might get away with not buying a sandwich if they end up being 3rd. Because it was 2nd, you had to buy me a sandwich, and 4th, I had to buy you one. So if they are 3rd, I don't have to buy a sandwich there. So I could actually, there's still a chance that I could get out of that sandwich.
There's a chance. So on the Claire tracker,
I'm going to be buying 3 sandwiches at the end of it.
Yeah. On the Claire tracker, where we were 8, 9, 7, where are we now on investment in this team?
Investment in this team?
Well, in winning every game versus looking at the draft, wasn't it?
That's a different question to how you asked it.
So
it was how I was feeling about the team before.
Okay, we'll go with that then.
Because it's not an investment in the team, because that's always 10, unfortunately. I'm at like a 5 now.
Okay.
We're at like 5 at the moment.
Okay, fair enough. We're on the way, and I'll make a note of that. So the next home versus the Colts. Well, we're technically home. We're away in Germany, but it is technically a home game for the Patriots. 9:30 kickoff US time, 2:30 here in Europe. UK certainly. They've just come off a victory against the Panthers, 27-13. How confident are you feeling, Claire?
Maybe a 5.
So what? It's a tie?
No, the Patriots are going to win. The Patriots are going to eke out a win in Germany, I think. I think there's going to be a great vibe and they're going to eke out a win at Germany.
Field goal? Touchdown?
Yeah, eke out a win, probably more like a field goal.
Are you going to give a score prediction?
No.
I think my prediction I've written down lose 2013 in a relatively low scoring game.
Okay.
But I think the Colts have not looked too bad this season. They look like a team that you quarterback, they're on the way up.
Possibly, yeah.
Not looking polished article yet, but they're looking positive. So I've gone 2013. Go on.
Okay. No, I just looked at the time and was like, everybody's going to be tuning out now. Right. Yes. So
hang on. Whoa, one last one then. So to confirm what you were saying earlier, we will then not be doing a show, obviously, next week to wrap up the Colts game.
Yeah.
The amazing victory, loss, well, however that plays out in Germany. We then won't do a show for the bye week, obviously.
No, there's no game to recap, so yeah.
Exactly, I know. So what is your ridiculously early prediction then for the Giants game? Because we now won't do another show until after the Giants game. So what is your ridiculously early prediction for the Giants, which is a 1 o'clock week 12 game?
Pats win by a touchdown.
It's probably not far off. I'll say win by field goal, because I still don't think you're going to be amazing. And by then the Giants will have played a couple of games. They might have found something to be clinging to.
Okay, can we wrap up now? See, told you I'm not the boss of this. See, as you can see, folks, I'm not the boss. But yes, as Chudders mentioned, as I said at the start of the show, we are on a extra bye, shall we say. So we will be back with you after the week 12 Giants game, recapping, wrapping, discussing, arguing, and just plain having a laugh. So I hope that you can join us. If you are subscribing to the YouTube channel, you will get notifications. So, maybe do that then. So this is it for another edition of Pat's Procrastination, brought to you by the Pat's Propaganda YouTube channel. So tune in next time, folks. And as always, go Pats.
Left G.